All right. Hello, and thank you for being with me today as I share another product review from the wearable technology company called Lifewave. And I'm so excited to be talking to you about my favorite Lifewave patch today called Carnosine. And today's review is the fourth of my 11-week series on all of the patches Lifewave offers. So if you've missed any of the patches up to now, you can go back and watch the recordings on my YouTube channel. And while you're there, please subscribe, but it's Suzanne Roth-Paul Lifewave. So now we're going to be talking about, this wearable technology from Lifewave that has really changed the way I look at health. And I mean that with all sincerity. I am a different person using the Lifewave patches. It has helped a myriad of people in my community and my family, which I'm going to share a little bit about today. But it literally is, a powerful patch that if you don't know about it, I highly advise you try it to believe it. And this carnosine patch literally saved my emotional health about 4 years ago. And I'm going to be sharing, as I said, a testimonial here soon as we get going. But it also helped my 100-year-old father and literally saved his eyesight. And he'd probably not be alive today, nor have made it to 100 had he had not started these patches about the same time I did. 3.5. He started 3.5 years ago. I was probably on it a little bit longer than him. And his doctors simply don't get it. They're scratching their head that first of all, he made it to 100 and he can still see. So this carnosine patch is truly miraculous for both my dad and I. I'm so grateful to David Schmidt. So as I said, stick around because that'll be coming at the end. And then a little bit of information about me. If you are new to me, I'm Suzanne Roth-Paul, and I'm a passionate wellness advocate. If you know me well, I am all about wellness, and I will talk your ear off on just how you can excel in your health by just changing a few things, with your lifestyle. But I also wrote the Poisons in Your Pantry eBooks. And the reason why I did that was because almost 20 years ago, I was suffering in silence and wished I'd had something like this book to help navigate what I'm supposed to be eating and learning how to actually read ingredient labels. So it's very important. But the root cause of our disorders today are based on toxins in our foods. So I really believe that because I have lots of clients who's changed their diet, read my ebooks, and are wearing the patches, and they are sailing with their health right now. Or at least they're doing a lot better, and they've noticed the improvement. So I know that you can change too your diet, your experiences, your symptoms if you are able to get the right support you need. And I'm going to tell you these patches really are supportive. Now, I have a quick disclaimer before we get started that these patches are not intended to treat or cure any disease or medical condition. They're for information purposes only. And this product review is really, important for you to garnish the information, do some research if you're new to Lifewave, but really consult with your health practitioner to make sure that these patches are right for you because they are perfectly safe and nothing goes into the body, so they're non-transdermal, but it's important to check with your specialist before you embark on taking on anything new. So I'm going to now get us started. It's going to take me a second here. Bear with me to get us going on sharing my PowerPoint, and then I have to go back over here. Hang with me. I have to go and share my screen. All right, and of course, it's on the wrong slide. Sorry. Nope, that's not what we want. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Okay, here's the outline. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about, as usual, I go through my outline of how we're going to be how we are going to be talking about these patches and the order that I'll be going in. So today we're going to be talking about what is carnosine, and then we're going to talk about why wear the carnosine patch and where do you wear it. And then the X39 benefits with carnosine, because we always talk about the X39, our signature patch that we wear with every other patch that we have in the family of patches. Then we're going to mention and go to detail about who benefits. And then I'm going to be sharing those testimonials I talked to you about just now. And then, of course, the conclusion. Okay, so what exactly is carnosine? Now, I know when I started wearing the patch, I didn't know what it was all about either. I just was wearing them and I wanted them to work. And it's basically, if you Google a carnosine, it says it's a small but mighty it just says small but mighty for what carnosine is, but it's a molecule in our body. And we all have it because all animals and vertebrate animals have carnosine in their body. And so, but some of us obviously get depleted by this toxic burden loads, or we don't have enough of it. It's depending on our diet. So the National Institute of Health, the NIH, this is what they say about carnosine. It's a dipeptide molecule, so it means it's a peptide with two different amino acid blends. And the amino acids are proteins that are vital for our overall health. And it's made in the liver and the kidney, which means it's a very powerful it's very powerful for why you need to keep your kidneys and liver detoxed and clean. And we know that we're polluted so much with our foods and our environment, the air and the water and all of that you've heard about, and why it's so critical for you to stay hydrated in general, but particularly when you're wearing these patches, because your kidneys are what flush out most of the toxins. The liver processes the toxins, hopefully releases them, but then your kidney has to flush them out. And your kidneys are for urination, and obviously, your bowel movements are so important for removing toxins. So basically, carnosine is critical for all human life. It is cellular health in a nutshell. It's found in your brain, your muscles, and your gastrointestinal area. So really critical for leaky gut syndrome and digestion issues. That carnosine is the patch for these issues. The higher the carnosine, the stronger the muscle. And so if you're very muscular, you've got a lot of carnosine in your body. So it's really good. And you build muscle quickly. If you don't, you're depleted in carnosine most likely. It helps lower fatigue in the muscle and increases reps. So it's really good for the athletes. It's only found in animals and humans. So that's why it's so important. I'm going to be talking a lot about why you need to be eating meat, and some people don't, but it's not found in plants. And so you're not getting it if you are a vegan or vegetarian, which I'll, be talking about again. The carnosine reduces inflammation, it's an antioxidant, and it slows aging, which we all love. And it reduces the chances of Alzheimer's, cancer, and diabetes. Big one for diabetics. It helps your blood sugar regulation. Okay, so what is the carnosine patch? Well, it was created by David Schmidt, our founder of Lifewave, our big hero, in 2006. So it's not a new patch. It's been around for a long time. And it's the fourth of the 11 patches that I'm going to be sharing with you for the full 11-week series. And the reason why I'm doing it in this order is because we're starting with the patch that launched Lifewave, which was the energy enhancer. So that was the first talk. And then we're going to go through to the very last patch that was launched in 2022, I believe. And that, that's how I'm starting. I'm kind of going through the process. And then there is one, I just want to mention, there is one that's for animals, and it's called AccuLife. It was mixed in with these patch talks that I'm going to be going through, but I've decided to put it at the end because we'll talk about animals separate. So anybody who's an animal lover, you definitely want to catch that patch talk. It's going to be, I think, the 9th, because the 10th and the 11th, I'm going to talk about X39 and X49. Okay, so clinical studies of the patch, it improves biological or bioelectrical properties of your organs. And what that means is that it's helping the organs get the energy, to get the circulation that they need, to get what they need to do their work. Organs are basically powerful little machines in our bodies. And we know a lot of them, the liver, the kidney, the spleen, the gallbladder, those are all precious organs that are keeping us healthy with all these toxic burdens that we are being bombarded with every day. So this is definitely part of the clinical studies that shows that this patch helps the organs. It improves strength, flexibility, and endurance by 125%. So athletes love this. And also a lot of people are using it for muscular strength and just muscular, if you've got, tension in your muscles, all of us are tight, all of us are, not as flexible as we like. So we definitely all wear the carnosine for muscular issues, for the positive, and to help support the muscles when they're tight. It supports eye health, which I can't wait to talk further about for my dad, skin, which is about me with my issues, and then muscle tissues and organs. It's very easy to apply. I don't have a patch on me today, but yes, I do. Sorry. I was going to show, we've got, an image of the patches, but they're very, very easy to use. And they're about the size of a half a dollar or a little bit bigger than a quarter. And you can carry them around. So they're so simple. They're always ready for you to patch on, but they're very simple adhesive back and you just stick them on. So they're healthy, they're safe, no drugs or chemicals or stimulants are needed and used, and they're perfect non-transdermal, and you can carry them wherever you go. Okay, I just wanted to make sure something. Okay, so now we want to talk about sorry about that. Now I want to talk about, I thought I went too far. I want to talk about how these patches work. Now they're based on a phototherapy, and maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but they're based on a type of light therapy called photobiomodulation. Now our bodies, we're energy beings and we're made of light and energy and heat. We heat up, when you sweat or just by sitting, you can feel your temperature. And that's how these patches actually work. The miracles of them. Sometimes it's overwhelming to think of what these things are doing, but it really is an amazing technology that's been around forever. I mean, there's ages of information about how even before we had technology the way we do today, they were already harnessing the light, the power of the light, especially ancient Egyptians, how they were using it. So Lifewave patches contain very specific combinations of organic materials and nanocrystals, and they're embedded into this little white section of the patch on the bottom right. You can see that. And when applied near the body, they don't have to be on the body. You can wear them on clothing as well, or you can just hold them on you. They are activated by your body heat. And they begin to then emit a very specific wavelength of light, which stimulates targeted and beneficial biochemical responses in the body, which is so fascinating. And this photobiomodulation is the basis for our Lifewave phototherapy patches and the technology. And the easiest way to describe this is basically that how when you go out in the sun rays hit your skin and warms it up, and it actually activates a hormone in the body called vitamin D. And that's how you get vitamin D activated by this light from the sun. So same concept. Patches are just, you can wear them without having to be in the sun to get the vitamin D, but you're getting a host of other benefits. So that's how they work. Oh, let me see. There was something else I wanted to mention. That your body heat is measurable, and the level of the infrared light in this patch is what reflects back to a very specific length of light back into your body. And so that's how it's happening. You can't see it, you can't feel it. It's just like turning a light switch on. You don't really hear the electricity doing anything, getting from the wall switch up to the light fixture, but it's the same concept. And it's that simple, if you can remember that, if this is new to you. But the white patch part of this patch has these components and these compounds that David Schmidt was able to harness and create that causes this reflection to happen. So it's really a signal that's going back in your body. And I like to call it a messenger. The patches are really, truly just a messenger. All right. Well, a messenger to get your body healing. Okay, so how do you wear this patch? Well, here we are. Age is just a number. We all love that as life waivers because we know that these patches are age reversing. They're not, well, they're reversing age, not so much age reversing. They're reversing age. So you definitely are going to notice an improvement in overall wellness and the way your skin looks, the way your health looks, the way you feel. But here we go again about the brain. It protects the plaque that gets in the brain. So this is huge. And it's part of my testimonial that I'll be sharing a minute about how I use the patch for my condition. It prevents DNA damage. This is really important because our DNA needs to be protected, especially with a lot of things going on in our society right now with things that are affecting our DNA. It transforms old cells into healthy cells, and it improves athletic performance, which, I talked about it earlier. It prevents and prevents the buildup of lactic acid, which is when you get pain in your body from overexerting your muscles. And that's why the patch, when you wear it on your muscles, can really help with pain and longevity and giving you more endurance. It builds and repairs damaged muscles, as I just mentioned. Now, this is the placement of the patches when you get the instructions and you don't have a particular issue with a condition or a symptom. These are the locations that you'll be wearing the patches. Now, the placement of these patches are based on meridian points, and they're also acupuncture points. So if you've had acupuncture, you'll know the power of that that type of holistic treatment for injuries. I used to go all the time. I'm so grateful I have the patches now. I don't have to go and get needles poked in me because it's not pleasant, but it works. And what the needles are doing, the same as a patch, is they're moving stuck energy. And that's what this is doing. It's on your skin. It's activating, the heat is activating the light, reflecting back into a particular area on your body that's in need of repairing. So the chest area, the neck area, and well, actually all of these are based on the upper part of the body. The lower part of the body, I guess you could say the patch is on the bottom left here, the top of your crack on your back, the lower part of the back above your crack. Oh, that's a rhyme. And that particular location is probably considered the lower meridian of our body. The hands and the wrist and the neck and the chest are all part of the upper meridians of our bodies. We're bipolar. We have parts of the top part of our body is one section that needs to be treated, and the lower section is another section that needs to be treated. And then you have the right side and the left side of our bodies. So this is all the yin and yang. It's about balance. It's about overall wellness. And so all of these meridians are very important. And so when you patch on these areas, we highly recommend that you start with, if you don't have a condition you're dealing with and you need to patch a specific area, you start with the first patch, which is the chest area, and you might want to try it there for a week. And then you can move to the neck area the next week, and then to the hand, then to the bottom of the back, and then to the wrist. And so we do ask people to try them on different locations just to see if you notice anything at all. But that's what the placement locations are on your instructions, and that's what these represent. Now, the chest area, I want to just tell you, this is based on, it's called CV17, and it's called this conception vessel. And this is a very powerful part of this meridians that is dealing with the upper part of the body. So it's dealing primarily with, maybe specific organs. Maybe it's dealing with particular parts of the body that has to do with just circulation. We also have on the neck something called the governing vessel. And again, these areas are just talking about powerful meridians that go through our body that cause disorder and disease. And so that's why it's so important. You don't need to know these things, but I think it's powerful. It's fascinating. So these are the locations that we would wear if we are just putting the patch on for general maintenance. Now, when we get into specifics, which I'll talk about what happened with me and even my father, you wear them on specific areas for injuries, you wear them on specific areas for conditions, and you wear them on specific areas for if you're trying to treat something, say, for instance, after a surgery. If you have a surgery on your leg, you're going to wear carnosine on that part of the leg, for instance. All right. So when we talk about the power of these patches, individually, they are incredible because the X39 patch that was developed in 2019, but it was launched in 2020. This technology took David Schmidt, the founder, 16 years to develop and to perfect. And the reason why we want to mention the X39 here with the carnosine patch is because we always recommend you start with the X39 and you add the other patches depending on your condition, your symptoms, your needs. And this patch in a nutshell is the patch that activates it activates a peptide called the GHKCU. And this peptide is a copper peptide. And if you Google the importance of GHKCU or copper peptide, the benefits are vast. And so what this patch is doing is activating that, helping that copper peptide, signaling it to get to work. And that's what then helps your dormant stem cells. The copper peptide helps your dormant stem cells, which go to sleep because they're toxicated and they're tired and they're old. And so that's why everybody's doing stem cell. There's a lot of stem cell injections that are expensive and dangerous and painful, and they don't always work. And so this is simple. This works. This goes on your body. It tells your body that, hey, I'm here to help support you. Are you willing to get ready and get started? And in my case, I was on the X39 for almost a year before I started doing my treatment that helped some of my symptoms. But it was an inside job. My inside was a mess. I had so many things that needed to be dealt with. I didn't really see anything. And the only thing I saw was really hair growth. It reduces, I'll just go quickly here. It reduces, it gives you rapid pain relief. It reduces inflammation, supports wound healing. It gives you energy and vitality, mental clarity, and it enhances sports performance, which it works beautiful with the carnosine. But a lot of people experience faster recovery from exercise and improved skin appearance is one of the reasons, which is part of my testimony. But what I'm saying is with the X39, a lot of people wear this and they do great with it. But it took me 6 months or longer before I noticed anything. And one was my hair. My hair stays blonde year round. I usually go mousy brown in the winter, and now I stay blonde year round. I don't have to, that was my first notice. But all the other things that I wasn't experiencing as much, but we have one patch wonders that do right away. So we like to say, start with the X39, and then we add the other patches with it to help this patch support them, because this patch again was David's 16 years of developing in order to actually activate this copper peptide. So keep that in mind, and that's why I do have it up here today, along with and I do usually mention it in all the other patches as well. So who benefits from this patch? Well, you just heard me. Everybody does, and every body, because our bodies need carnosine. Now, it's really good for chronic and acute conditions, like I just mentioned. We have a YH system that carnosine is part of. It's a part of 2 other patches that we use for a lot of issues like heart disease, brain disorders, intestine and gut issues, organs, and of course, diabetes. And I mentioned the thing about the heart because of arteries. It helps support circulation, and the brain is a toxic, it helps rid toxins out of your brain. But that's what, I'll share that in just a minute here. I'm so excited to share my stories, but it really is great for surgeries. So people that have had knee issues, hip issues, mouth surgeries, dental, this is really important for dentistry work. And then of course, eye issues, which is what I'm going to share about my dad now. So I had pink eye, and it really, I have long COVID syndrome sometimes, and not so much lately, thank goodness, but I got pink eye terribly, never had it in my life before. And it was miraculous how it stopped the pain, it stopped the burning, and it reduced inflammation very quickly. So carnosine is powerful for eyesight. I want you to remember that. I want you to share that with everybody you know, especially if you do use the patches. And for macular degeneration, now that's my father. He has macular degenerative disease, and at 97, he was told that he's probably going to lose his eyesight if he lives much longer, and he certainly was going to lose the blind eye. So he had about 20% of vision in his one eye and no vision in the other eye. So loses his blind eye altogether, a brutal surgery, and he was going to be blind. So I think they told him that at 95. So at 97 is when we started him. Sorry about that. We started Dad on the patches at age 97. So I'm happy to report that that man is still alive at 100. He celebrated his 100th birthday in April, which was a goal for him. And I was so honored to be able to help him. And I've been able to tell David that too, which is really humbling for me to be able to share that. And I'm sure for David, that he didn't have to have the surgery, and he can still see. And the doctors are, as I said, they're scratching their head. And I've introduced this to them. They're not interested because they're just not interested. So enough said there. Glaucoma, it can help with any eye issues. So that's why I think this is really such an important patch to keep in your repertoire and to know about, because of the benefits that the ingredient in this in carnosine, and why it's so vital for living a healthy life. And it's really critical that we all know, if we're eating properly, that you're getting this carnosine for these things. Now, heavy metal exposure. Now, this is my story. I have a very high number of toxic burden loads in my body, and heavy metals are one of them, from a mouthful of mercury and amalgams, using antibiotics excessively as a kid and a young adult, and not really a kid, as a young adult. And then also just doing harmful medications for skin issues. So what happened with me was I broke out with a rash about 8 years ago. And so by the time it was a rash all over my face, I looked like I was a teenager on raging acne. It was embarrassing. It was awful. I was in my at that point, I'm 61 now, so it's early 50s or mid 50s. And basically what happened was nothing was helping. And I was devastated emotionally. You can imagine what that does to somebody in their 50s to have this horrible skin rash all over their face. So fast forward, Lifewave was introduced. And after being on the patches for about a year, I just said, I don't know, I need help. And my team, I got in touch with experts, and they basically said, well, we need to patch your brain because your brain doesn't know that it needs to heal. And so we need to give it the message that it's okay to heal. So what we did was we patched with different patches, but the carnosine was a sweet spot. As soon as I started wearing carnosine, within 6 months, it cleared it up. And I'd wear 5 patches on my head. It's not something you take lightly. You have it on your pineal gland up at the top of your head, which is so critical for functioning and telling your hormones what to do and your body what to do. But one above each ear, one on the neck, and one on your third eye, which is really critical for balancing and overall. And so I was able to do that. And that's when I realized the power of these patches. Not only cleared my skin up, whenever I have an outbreak, whenever I have an issue, I just wear the carnosine patch. And I wear it at nighttime. So it's really good for sleep as well, but not for everybody. David Schmidt said he can't wear it at night. It keeps him up. So it's just a matter of your personality, your type, and whether or not you can go without, if you can wear them at night. There's other patches you can use as well for it. But the carnosine helped detox my brain. And then I learned later that aluminum is what gets stored in our brain. And aluminum, we know, is in so many things that we consume, cans. That's why I try not to buy canned food. And flying, you're exposed to it on airplanes with the amount of aluminum, and it's in our air. So this was huge for me. I had aluminum poisoning in my brain. And so thank God that was my rash was telling me you need to do something. It was red alert. So athletes and exercisers, oh my goodness, they love this patch. It's for muscle and tissue support and repair. Tennis players and golf players. I have a client we're using for her torn labrum in her shoulder, and she's able to play tennis, which is incredible with a variety of patches, but definitely carnosine. We also recommend that if you are a brand partner or you are with Lifewave, or you want to be part of this team and you want to join in and also benefit from selling the product, because it is a direct sales, we call it health and wealth. A specialist that really we like to approach are physical therapists, chiropractors, orthopedic surgeons, obviously surgeons, sports centers, coaches, eye doctors, ophthalmologists, massage therapists, and acupuncturists. And I've been talking to all the folks, and they're really, there's a lot of people on Lifewave's community of, thousands and thousands of people around the globe use Lifewave, and lots of specialists like this are part of this community because they know it's helping their clients. And that's the important part, is that that we are definitely playing it forward, because we don't want patients forever. We don't want people coming back to us all the time. Even as a health coach, I want to heal you, help you, support you, and then release you, because that's the point. You want autonomy. You want to be able to take care of yourself. And that is completely opposite of what our healthcare is about today. We call it sick care. They want you for life to be their patients because it's making them money, and Big Pharma wants you to buy their drugs. So that's what we love about being life waivers, is you don't have to do that. You get to wear these patches on your own and do your own thing and take care of yourself. Lastly, here, I do want to mention how important it is for vegetarians and vegans, and especially young children that are going the route of being a vegan and are vegetarian. You don't get carnosine in your plants. It is not in the plant food. No matter what they tell you, it is not. It's in animals' flesh. Carnosine, the prefix for carnosine is carn, C-A-R-N, and it means flesh. So it's very, very important. If you know anybody, please share this information with them. And it's a helpful benefit for people that are suffering as vegans and vegetarians. And I know many that are, because their diet is full of carbohydrates, simple carbs. We call them breaditarians, because they eat so much simple carbs, which obviously is harmful. Okay, in conclusion here, because I know we're getting short on time because I'm telling too many stories, but I love, love, love talking about this patch. If you're curious to try this patch, I hope that you will recommend it if you are interested in knowing more, and or if you are a life waiver, that you recommend this patch to your community and to your family and friends. And if you're a coach, be sure and learn all of this and share this video. As we said, the benefits are vast, and it's because it's good health for all. The carnosine supplements, David talked about this recently, 15 to 30% effectiveness with a supplement if you take it, and the patches work on their own. They're helping your body. Your body's doing this work on its own. It's just a messenger again. And so it's safe, and it's natural, and it's slow and steady, and you wear it all day long. And you wear these for 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Just didn't mention that, with lots of hydration. You have to drink water with these patches. It's affordable. Each patch is less than a cup of coffee a day, and you can carry it everywhere with you, which is my favorite. This is my patch medicine cabinet. It's this big, and it's these wonderful little patches that are all labeled, and I carry this with me when I travel, and I wear this on the plane. I wear carnosine and glutathione, which is, I'll be talking about glutathione next week, so you don't want to miss it. These two, glutathione and carnosine, are powerful patches together, and powerful antioxidants, immune support, and you just saw the things that carnosine does here. But this is how we travel. Lifewavers travel with these on us all the time for emergencies. What I love too is you can carry it around, as I said, and you can share it with others, because if somebody's interested and you're talking about something, you can just pull it out and say, here, have one, try it. And we certainly suggest that everybody does that with the patches, because sharing is caring, and playing it forward is what this company is all about. And for emergencies, people trip and fall at the grocery store. Could be you. And if you've got these in your purse, all you do is pull it out. Our fearless leader, Nikki Chen, who's not here with me today, who's my backup wing woman, she had a terrible bad accident, a terrible bicycle accident, sorry. And her husband he didn't know how to help her. And she just said, get the patches. And so he got them out of her backpack, and they were able to really get her patched and calmed down, and her injuries, they were able to get her support and her pain mitigated really quickly. So that's why I'm saying you never know accidents, or you're never prepared for an accident, but now you've got the patches, you will. Oops. Oh dear, where did I go here? Sorry about that. Traveling, cycling, you want to use this for all sporting events, outdoor, all sport outings. That didn't make sense. Sport outings, like if you've got kids in sporting events, you can have the patches when they come off and they've been injured, and you can be the super mom or super dad. And obviously that's what I mean by having them already on you. Young children, muscle growth is so important, and muscle pain. I don't know if you remember being a kid, but you have growing pains, and you can wear carnosine on the muscles and help ease that, especially for sleep at night. And of course, vegans and vegetarians, it's so important that they know about carnosine. You do not get it if you are not eating animal meat, animal products. And that's meat. I'm not talking about eggs, eggs and dairy and butter and things like that have minimal amount of carnosine in them. You have to eat the flesh, unfortunately. That's where it comes from. And there's obviously supplements, as you heard, but they're not very effective. And parents, I just want to ask if you can make a decision today about the future of your children. Do you want them to have harmful meds or safer options for injury and repair? And if you are thinking about, joining us and being part of this team, and obviously call the person who invited you here and use them as a good resource, that you talk to them about how this can be used on your own kids. They basically say the rule of thumb with children is if they can feel it enough to say, Mom, this is hurting me, or this is uncomfortable, or this is itching, that they can talk to you. Young babies and younger children that don't have a voice yet can't really use these as effectively. But long-term harm is mitigated when you're using these patches. And of course, toxic inflammatory medications are so dangerous. And again, that's my message with my poisons in the pantry, how important it is. So let me wrap up here. I'm going to stop my share. We are getting late here. I just admitted someone. Thank you so much for coming in who just arrived. I hope you haven't been waiting for me, because I did not see that you needed to come in. I do apologize. Whoops. So anyway, let's to wrap this up. As I said, if you just came in, I'm Suzanne Roth-Paul, and I'm a health and wellness advocate. And again, I really hope that you got a lot of benefit of learning about the power of the carnosine patch. And if you do want to know more, reach out to the person who invited you. If I am your source, of course, I'm happy to talk to you. And you can reach me on secretstoroadianthealth.com, which is my website. And you can also, I'm on Instagram at Your Wellness Designer, and you can find me on social media, and my YouTube channel has the information as well, Suzanne Roth-Paul Lifewave. And this recording will be up again, but I don't have a VA helping me at the moment, so I don't know if it'll take a week or less. I'll certainly get it up as soon as possible. And also, be sure and think about, who you can share this video with. They're all available for you to share and to help others. And the replay, here's a question. Juanita was asking where she could get the replay. Suzanne Roth-Paul Lifewave on my YouTube channel. You'll be able to see these. There's all the previous three talks are up there, but the fourth one hasn't gotten up yet. My VA's just had a baby, so he's MIA, and he's trying to get that up for me. And then this one will get to him probably tomorrow, and then he can upload it as soon as he's able to. And the important thing is obviously that you know that I think you see me here on, I forgot to put here on the big screen. I apologize if you're still just seeing me in a small format. I can't see it right offhand, but anyway, I just want to thank you for being here, and to know that if you're able to consider using these patches, again, I'm happy to share information and talk to you about anything that you might need moving forward. But if you are using them, as I always say at the end of these talks, is to play it forward and share this with everybody you know, because these patches truly are miraculous and they're safe. And we're trying to help people create their own health and wealth at the same time. If they want to be partners, if they want to join us, they certainly can on this amazing Lifeway family. But really, we want to share this with people that are in pain and suffering. So don't forget to do that with people that you love and that you know. And I'll be next week talking about the wonderful glutathione patch. I hope to see you here. And same time, same channel, so to speak. And again, I thank you for being here.